It's that time of year. It's that time when we've had enough of winter. We've seen the snow, we're over it. There's been so much this winter. It's just messy and slushy and there are no signs of spring and we have got the winter blues. So if you're feeling blue or crummy and want to see more daylight and want to find signs of spring, do some self-massage with me and we'll see if we can't boost our moods a little bit to last us until we see those buds coming out on the trees. So first of all, just sit up nice and tall, shoulders relax down, and take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel the breath go down into your belly. You can put your hand there even to feel it expand. Make sure you're getting a nice deep breath. Deep belly breath. Let the exhales be long. You want them to be at least as long as the inhale. If it's a little longer, even better for relaxation, resetting, recentering. And first we're going to find these little indentations on the base of the skull right behind in the suboccipital area. So if you feel the bony ridge, the base of your skull, big bone going right around, and you come off, your fingers are going to just fall in to a little indentation on either side. It's about 3 centimeters from the spine, I suppose, about 3 centimeters. And you're just going to find those and press right in and enjoy that sensation. Nothing should hurt. So if it's too much, just back off. Find where it feels good. And take some breaths there. You could also press in those up towards the base of the skull. That might be a little more intense if you want that release. If it's too intense, back off, of course. And while you're here, relax those shoulders, make sure they're not coming up, and put away everything else. Put away the to-do list, put away everything else on your mind, put away the negative thoughts and the self-talk, and just be here with me, present in this moment, in this time that you've chosen to take for yourself, to help yourself, to empower yourself, to feel better. Another deep breath. And while we're at the base of the skull, let's just take our fingers and do some nice circles right around. You could do it up on the bony ridge. You could do it below, right under in the suboccipital area, wherever it feels good. This is not, an exact science self-massage. It's a feel better self-massage. So if something feels good, do that. I'm going on both. I'm going right below the ridge, finding what feels good, and right on the ridge. And if you find a tender point like I just did, just hold that pressure and take some deep breaths. See if you can let it go. Breathe in oxygen, nutrients, good energy, positivity into that point. And then as you exhale, let the tension just fade out, dissipate into thin air, and feel it relax and release. And then you can continue massaging. Feels so good there. That gets so tight, this area, because we're always with our chins forward and our necks extended. So it's so nice to let that go. And then when that feels good, come out to the sides and we're going to massage a muscle called temporalis. It's a jaw muscle actually, but it's up here. It goes around the ear, sort of like a seashell. And you just want to go right in there and make those little circles. I'm just using 4 fingers, and you could get them on both sides. And pick up the tissue, move the tissue. You don't want to be scrubbing over the skin or shampooing. You want at this point to be moving the cranial fascia. You can even see my face move as I do it. That's how much I'm actually moving the whole thing, and that'll feel really good. Take some breaths. Remember to breathe through it, especially if it's feeling a little bit intense. And of course, if you find a good area that needs a little more love, just hang out there. And a few deep breaths. Feels so good, especially if you have a tight jaw as well. Headaches, tight jaws, this can help both of those things. And then while we're around the ear, let's go on the ear. So I'm just going to make little circles, just like that, little massage circles around, and work my way down. Again, make sure those shoulders are relaxed. You don't want the shoulders getting all tense while you massage other areas, because then you're going to have to massage the shoulders after, and you'll just go back and forth. So just massaging along the entire ear, finding it feel good. You can do some pulls, some traction. So just pulling up and hold it there. That actually is giving me a good stretch in my right jaw, interestingly enough. My right TMJ is getting a good stretch from that. I guess that side was tighter today. And then you can pull out or play with some different areas, some different lines of tension, and see where it feels the best. Breathe it in. Exhale it out. And we can get the lobes and pull them down. And we can move on to the forehead. I really like the hairline, like right along here. I think feels really good and relaxing. So I like to make little circles like that. And you can do it going out, or you can start out and work your way in, but just give it a try and see how it feels. I like a lot of pressure in this area. You might too. If not, that's totally cool. Use lighter pressure. And when you've done enough of that line, you can move down a little bit to get more of the forehead. Love it. I always think this feels so good. You can go into that third eye region. And in fact, why don't we do that? Just apply a little pressure in that third eye. It's right between the eyebrows, about there. And just breathe that. Feel it. It relaxes my whole head. It's pretty amazing where you feel it. It's so interesting when you're pressing one point and feeling it in another. That referral, it's pretty wild. And you can do circles there. And again, let's work our way out. And go ahead and work your way over to the temples. I love the temple massage. You can just press in and use some static pressure right on the temples. Feels really nice. Take a nice deep breath. And then continue to make your circles. And slowly work your way down. And go over the cheekbones, all the way down to that TMJ, temporomandibular joint, right in front of the ears over here. If you're not sure if you're on it, clench your teeth and you'll feel it pop out. And then relax your mouth. A nice relaxed position for the jaw is your top and bottom teeth are separated and your tongue is relaxed with the tip resting just behind the top center teeth. So that was just what it looks like. That's an exaggerated relaxed jaw. But if you just relax it like that, that tongue behind the top teeth, just gently resting there, and the bottom just hinging. Think of the jaw just swinging on a hinge. And relax that while you massage the TMJ. You might want to go a little lighter here. It's on the joint, you want to be careful. And go ahead and make a V with your hands, with your fingers, this, or if that's too confusing, you could do this. Either way, right in between, your ear is going to go right in between, and you're going to rub up and down. So apply pressure, ears in between, and rub up and down the jaw. Feels so nice. Up. And you could let your jaw just sort of hang out. Great. And one more for that. When we get, the winter blues, or when we get upset or anxious or bummed out, the jaw tends to get so tight. So that's why I like a lot of this for this self-massage. So go right under the cheekbones, press in and up, and then flatten your hand because you're going to take the masseter, this big jaw muscle, and you're just going to do a myofascial release downward. I'm not pulling or pushing or anything like that. I'm just going to hook the tissue and let gravity take my hands down. Okay? And let your jaw kind of hang open with this, nice and relaxed. Good, nice and slow, don't push it. And you are not allowed to laugh at me right now at how lovely I must look. See how nice and slow? If you just let it go on its own, right? So there's a really nice point right in the center of the chest. It's on the nipple line. I just have to say nipple because that's where it is, so forgive me if you don't like the word nipple. So it's right in the middle of the sternum or the breastbone here. And you're just gonna you could take both hands and just press right in and just hold that point. Feel what it feels like, feel what it does, and just relax and breathe right there. Feels like it's opening up my chest actually, and making me taller. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. This one's so relaxing. It's amazing how we have these points in the body that just affect our whole selves from head to toe. Pretty nuts. I've been a practitioner since 2008, and I'm still completely fascinated by the human body. And now, speaking of that opening of the chest, let's do some more of that, because when we've got the winter blues, when we're down, when we're grumpy, we tend to close off here, right? The shoulders roll in, we're sort of protecting ourselves, we're vulnerable, we're also tired, fatigued, and everything can just sort of go into a flexion. So we want to try to lift ourselves up, because actually changing your posture can change your mood. It works both ways. Changing your mood can change your posture. Posture can change your mood. So we can start with the physical and see if it doesn't infiltrate to the mental, emotional, psychological. So we're going to go on that sternum that we were just on, right? So you're going just off of it into the soft tissue where you feel the ribs, and you're going to hook the tissue, just sort of get a grasp with your fingers, and then you're just going to wait. Your trajectory is towards your shoulder, sort of like up on a diagonal, but you're not going to push or force it. You're just going to let the tissue take it as it releases. And take nice deep breaths. That will help with the releasing, with the getting out the tension. Think of breathing into your heart, breathing into your lungs, opening the chest with the breath. And you'll find that your fingers start to move and do myofascial release. Feels nice. Now, if you want to get a little more, you could start to add a shoulder roll, nice and slow. So we're shortening the muscle here, and then as we go back, we're lengthening the muscle so it will stretch and probably help your hand move along. Back and down is a good stretch. And going just about to there where it attaches. So let's do the other side. Right off of the sternum, in that soft tissue, hook it, hook the fascia. Feel the ribs a little bit if you feel those, and you can go ahead and just breathe and wait for that release. Oh, I can tell this side needs it more. Well, I'm right hand dominant, so makes sense. Deep breath into the chest. And of course, you can add that active component if it's not too intense. If it feels good, go for it. In through the nose, out through the nose. Sort of like a mind exercise, the pat your head, rub your belly kind of thing. You've got myofascial release, a shoulder roll, and breathing component all going on at once. So you're getting an exercise for the brain. So while we're in this area, let's go, here's the clavicle. About halfway in between, you'll feel a bit of an indentation. You're going to sink into that, just below the clavicle, sink into that indentation and upward, as if you want to go underneath the clavicle. You won't really, hopefully, but but that's the idea. And just engage that and hold it. It's called lung 1 in Eastern medicine and shiatsu, and it's neat to think about it helping you to open up your lungs, open up your breath, open up the chest, being more receptive to the world around you, interacting more, shaking off the blues. Think of breathing in lots of love and breathing out a lot of love. Gently release, and let's go ahead to the other side. So middle, indentation. And if you can't find an indentation or something, that's okay. Just go about mid-clavicle and in and up. And just hold that point. Relax the shoulders, make sure they haven't crept up. Tall spine. You can sort of feel your shoulder wanting to move back a little, wanting to get back into alignment. I'm feeling this one head to toe. Literally, there are waves going down to my feet. Whew. And when you're ready, release that. Roll the shoulders. Give yourself a nice soft brush off the forehead. I do this to my daughter at bedtime, and it helps her fall asleep. It's such a nice, calming gesture. Let your arms drop. And hopefully things aren't looking quite so bleak. Hopefully you're feeling a little better, got a little mood boost, got some endorphins, some of that oxytocin, all those good things that we need. So, and do remember that spring is just around the corner, so that's coming soon. If you like the video, if you feel better, give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I've got loads of stuff and a lot more coming. And comment below. Let me know your thoughts and your story, and I will see you in the next one.